Welcome to Pages and Partners, a Muncie Public Library podcast. Discover the library through our history, buildings, staff, programs, and partnerships. Join us as we explore what makes Muncie Public Library an important part of our community.
Welcome to Pages and Partners, a Muncie Public Library podcast where we explore the stories, people, and partnerships that enrich our community. I'm Gabby Sandefer, and I'm the Program Supervisor of Great Achievers, and I'm excited to bring you another engaging conversation. Joining me is Carly Acree-King, Executive Director of Madjax Maker Force. Madjax is one of our wonderful partners for the Big Read, and today we'll be talking about their work, their connections to this year's project, and how they help inspire creativity and collaboration in Muncie. So thank you so much for being here, Carly.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
We are so excited to dive into this.
Yes.
So first off, let's start off with an introduction. Tell our listeners a little bit about you, and then tell us about Madjax Maker Force and your mission.
Yeah, so I am a Munsonian, born and raised, and went through Muncie Community Schools and then went to Ball State, and as a freshman landed a receptionist job at Cornerstone. And so that's really where I launched my career in the nonprofit sector. So I think it makes it like 18 years doing this type of work. So it's so fun and so cool. And a little bit full circle. So having started at Cornerstone and then now back at Madjax, which is just right across the street, is very fun for me. But I love downtown Muncie, and I love Muncie in general. And being a resident and growing up here, and then now doing this type of community engagement work is so fun. And I often think back to like a little Carly, like she would probably not believe the places I've been. So
I love to hear that.
Yeah.
I just want to highlight that, like a little girl in Muncie not knowing that she's going to grow up to be such a community leader and community advocate. So what a great, I loved you sharing that.
Thank you. So Madjax is a makerspace, and if you didn't know, we actually got our name from being at the corner of Madison and Jackson in downtown Muncie.
I didn't know that's where the name came from, but now I'm like, duh.
Yeah, right? So a lot of people understand us as the old Centos factory. So we really are the revitalization of an old laundry facility, 80,000 square feet in the center, or kind of in the outer corridor of downtown. And it's taken about 10 years to get us to where we're at. So in 2026, Madjax will be 10 years old. And really the idea around establishing this inspiring collaborative hub in a space that was maybe geared towards or had a different type of purpose. So we're living through really that maker kind of mindset of kind of reimagining all that. And so our mission is to facilitate creative and entrepreneurial opportunities through access to space, to membership, and then to resources. So we really want to help the community bring their ideas to life. And I think you see that all over Madjax, and I'll talk more about who we have. But really at our core, we're about collaboration and community, and really providing a space where people can go with big ideas to connect, to learn, and grow. And so happy to talk about our work with the library and how we try to live out kind of our mission in that type of work.
That's wonderful. And I love going into Madjax. I have been into Madjax for everything, right? I've gone to the Guardian. I have gone to Madjax. I have done the aerial silks. I get my hair cut by a hairdresser there. So I love that. It's such a collaborative space. You know, I have so many different needs that'll get met there. I mean, we even one time at Civic needed a space, and we had a room to rehearse upstairs. So I definitely really resonate with that being your mission that you guys talk about, because I've utilized that building in so many different capacities.
Yeah, so I'll just talk a little bit more about what's inside Madjax.
That's great.
You alluded to that. But we have maker spaces, and so you alluded to all the different things that are happening. So folks usually come to us maybe for one type of purpose, and then once they're inside, they get to explore and see what else is happening. So I love that idea of being a destination. So I've talked a lot about the destination of Madjax Madjax because lots of people converge in our building, and I don't think they even realize fully what all is happening under one roof. And so we do have our maker spaces. So those are public spaces available that have design and fabrication tools. And so they're available to the public through access with a membership. Then we have a sewing machine, an embroidery machine, a Cricut machine, a chop saw, I think that's the right word, a drill press. So we have endless tools that really help folks kind of bring their ideas to life, whether that's through a creative kind of expression or if you're looking at kind of design thinking and problem solving or prototyping. And so we also have a welding station that is getting finalized.
My gosh, welding.
Yes,
that's
welding.
So cool.
And so we provide access to that through a monthly membership or even just taking a workshop. So our website, madjax.org, has some classes that are coming up. And if you're not a member and you're curious about things that are going on, or maybe you want to learn how to use an embroidery machine, we have a workshop that can help you to learn that. And then to complement really that creativity for entrepreneurs, we also have a co-working space. So that's on our first floor too. And so it's a shared working environment for the independent professional, the remote worker, students, the freelancer, the startup. And so we really just want to provide some flexibility and dedicated workspaces for folks to be able to, again, bring their ideas to life. And that's not even from a physical standpoint. That can be something that is an idea or a software or a publication, or we also have a podcasting studio. So we want to really be able to help people and to kind of reimagine what it is to be innovative in Muncie. And so then our collab co-working spaces are available to the public through a membership as well. And then throughout our building, we're home to small businesses, to nonprofits, and other creatives. And so you mentioned Guardian. They are really the spirit of makers, and we're so fortunate to have them.
Such good food and bevies to go around there. It would be hard working there not to go down every day.
Yes. So I think at one point I was keeping count of like how many times I visited and had lunch, because it's so easy in the morning to be like, I'll just grab lunch at Guardian. And so now it's coming up on soup season. So they have soup and salad and a breadstick, and it is a great lunch. But they so many good smells right now. I think it's brewing season or brewing week, so we get to smell all those things happening. But the building is really just beautiful, and so many different people bring it to life, and it has so many stories that I think even I am still learning.
Absolutely.
That you really just have to visit it to be able to appreciate it.
Yeah, I the last time I was there was just I think it was last week. I got like a haircut or something with my hairstylist, and I had seen people working. I didn't even realize there was a worker space. I feel like every time I enter that Madjax Maker Force, I just feel like I'm discovering something new every time.
Yes, yeah. We've had some really great growth too over the last year, and so we're almost fully occupied in our spaces.
That's amazing.
Right? And so you mentioned the hair salon. So we do have a total of 4 private salons that we work with that creative entrepreneur or that beauty adjacent professional to give them space that's accessible, that they can then operate and manage on their own. And so we come alongside them with some resources and really some coaching from the other stylists that are in the space too, to help them feel comfortable kind of in launching their career. Or on the other end, if someone's looking for a space to kind of unwind or maybe scale back, that's a spot for them too. And then you mentioned Madjax and Ariel.
Yes.
Yeah, so beautiful things that are happening and really kind of broadening the scope of what you think of maker and how you can be creative. And then John Tom's Barbecue, so Lethea has a warehouse there too. So a lot of people don't know that.
That sounds so good right now.
Yes. And then on the second floor, we're so happy to welcome Screen Broidery. So it's a local print shop. Yeah, that, I think they have a sign out front that says for $20 you can come get a shirt printed.
Awesome.
And so they just moved into Madjax. And so their operator, Steven, is a maker himself. He's an artist at the Artist Guild. And so it's so cool to watch him visit through the spaces and use our wood shop for things he's working on, for his art, and then to go up and print shirts or embroider some things. So it's a very cool building, and I love being able to go there every day.
That's great. So this mission is so wonderful. With your mission, what kind of impact are you hoping to make, or are you making in the Muncie community?
For us, it's about utilizing or leveraging the resources we have, like in space and tools, to help.
I love that.
Yes.
What a beautiful sentence.
Yes.
Utilizing the resources, space, and tools. I
Yes.
love that.
We are so fortunate to have a building the size that we do, and to be able to have built up these community focus areas with our maker spaces and our collabs, that we really just want folks to feel comfortable to come in and use those areas to really kind of bring their ideas to life. So I say that a lot because that's the thing that we really hang our hat on, is how can we help the creative entrepreneur, the small business, or even just, the hobby or the tinker, have a space where they can explore what's important to them. And so it's been so important that we really take a community focus and kind of a mission moment to make sure that the things that we're doing within our four walls helps the greater Muncie, and not just kind of what we're able to maybe like reach out with our hands. And so the team at Madjax, we're small but mighty. So we've been working really intentionally on what is our focus for 2026, and how can we continue to invite people into Madjax, but then also how can we continue to go out. And so yesterday, a couple of us were at the College and Career Fair hosted by the Chamber. And so we're always looking for opportunities like that. And so if any of your listeners have ideas that they'd love for Madjax to come, even just do a pop-up activity or set up a booth or talk about the things that we do, we're always happy to do that. So
That's amazing. That's amazing. So switching gears a little bit, how did the partnership with Muncie Public Library first come about?
That I think really was a relationship that between Carly and Dottie. And so
we love Dottie.
Yes. And so Dottie and I met about 3 years ago when I was with Nonprofit Support Network, and she is on the board for Soup Kitchen, and so our paths had just crossed. And we were launching, Nonprofit Support Network was launching a grant writing series with the library too, and so it's a little bit of a weave. And Dottie was in that initial group, and so that's how our relationship came to be connected. And so, Dottie, the precious gift that she is, took the skills and things that she had learned in that workshop, and then pursued this great grant from the National Endowment for the Arts, and then received it. And then it was really full circle to be able to come back and work together again.
I love
And so
hearing
it's really
that.
just personal connection, and we had the space, and we love to be able to collaborate with other organizations, especially when we're talking about doing things like First Thursday.
Yeah.
We definitely have seen a greater impact from traffic and even from joy from the staff when we can come alongside other people to host things in our building. And so it was just a quick conversation of, hey, we need some space. Here's what we're planning. And it was an easy yes. And
I'm so happy
it
to
was so
hear
cool.
that.
Yeah.
Well, shout out to Dottie for getting that
sure.
connection together. I am just so glad that you could join in on this big read grant with us, because we are just so excited to have like this year-long endeavor of all of these different activities, resources, and opportunities we get to provide for the community.
And that's the kickoff isn't the last time that you'll see Muncie Public Library and Madjax working together. So we have a couple of ideas in the works that we're trying to fine tune about how can we continue to celebrate that award. So
And we at the library love partnerships so much. We literally started a podcast about it.
Yeah.
So we love all of the hard work that you all do for us. So speaking of those events, what are some other events, activities, or partnerships that you've done with the library or with other community organizations?
My favorite to talk about right now is with Muncie Makers Market. So we are the the host or the co-host of Third Thursdays. And so that's another opportunity that our community gets to shop the wonderful businesses from Muncie Makers
that.
Market. And shout out to Moth Danner and her team. And so, again, just a casual conversation, relationships that have been building over years, just agreed that we would love to see a way that we can bring more people into Madjax. And so, again,
Absolutely.
collaboration. How can we say yes and open our doors? And so we started that in March or April. And so that's a regular standing every third Thursday of the month. Muncie Makers Market sets up on the first floor of Madjax. And the next one coming up is November 20th. And that particular date, too, is also a celebration that we are doing in honor of Business Showcase Week with Innovation Connector. So we're including that third Thursday on the week of events. And so Innovation Connector will be there. We have Ariel Annex doing some performances. And so it's really about bringing that collaboration really again to life and getting folks into our doors so that more people can experience all the things that are at Madjax.
That is great.
And then you mentioned Muncie Civic. So they just
Yes.
wrapped the Da Vinci Code production, and some of the props that folks may have seen if they checked out the show were made at Madjax.
I love to hear that.
And so we have a really great partnership with Muncie Civic and, of course, with our neighbors at Cornerstone. We're always sharing resources
Great.
about how we can work together and what are ways that our programming really complements each other. And so
Yeah.
that's one of my favorite things personally, being in this role and being back in the arts and culture, is seeing that kind of reignited kind of passion amongst leaders and amongst organizations who are all doing the same great work of making like Muncie downtown a great place to live and work.
Oh, yeah.
And
Downtown revitalization has been so wonderful to watch. I have been so happy to see so many dedicated folks wanting to revitalize our downtown and make it an exciting and fun space to be. So you had mentioned that you are always open to other organizations partnering with Madjax. What are ways that organizations can do that? Would they just need to contact you?
Yes. So we are always looking for great ideas. And so for us, because we are such a small but mighty team, we love to hear from others and kind of come alongside them as key partners to bring their ideas to life. So reaching out to me, reaching out to Jason or Miranda, who are in our makerspace staff, or Sandy, who handles our building operations. Any of us are a great front door into
And they
getting
can find your information on your
our website. Yes,
Great.
or it's very easy. It's carly@madjax.org.
Oh, yeah, that's super easy.
It is, yeah.
Great.
But then also just popping in and visiting. So I'd love to give a tour to talk about some of the spaces I just talked about.
Oh, wonderful.
Ball State CAP has a active space in our
That's really
shipyard,
neat.
which I'm not sure if a lot of people know, but throughout the semester, Ball State students will report to Madjax for class instead of reporting to campus. And so it's another extension of the university in our community beyond like their footprint. And so they themselves are key partners, but then also key tenants that help us really bring our mission to life.
That is so cool. I love that you're involving students to see that, working within communities is something they're going to do for the rest of their lives.
Yeah.
So I think that's a really great way to introduce them to that at a young age. So are there any upcoming events or programs that you are just especially excited about?
We have some really fun workshops on our website right now that are open to the public. But if you are looking to use or to learn about embroidery or our Glow Forge, so it's our laser cutter, or if you want to learn how to use kind of common household tools like a drill or a saw, you can explore that at Madjax and learn to make your own plant stand. And so we have some things coming up all through the rest of October, and then November and December we have some fun workshops happening. And so a really great way, just kind of low commitment to kind of test the waters to see if a makerspace membership makes sense for you. And then I already talked about it, but Business Showcase Week, I think it's so cool to see Madjax and Innovation Connector partnering on this kind of event. And I think they have a record to bring like 100 and something events to Muncie around business and entrepreneurship and kind of how you build that. And to be a part of that story is really important to us. And so that's a really exciting thing coming up for us.
Well, it sounds like you guys are booked and busy. I am so glad to hear that. So for listeners who may not be familiar, what kinds of things can people do at Madjax? And more specifically, are there opportunities for all ages and skill levels? Because you've talked about a lot of really great opportunities, but maybe for some of our younger friends and stuff, what are some other opportunities we could see maybe for those littles in different age groups?
Those are things to be determined. So
Wonderful.
We are taking a bit of a slow time just to kind of be thoughtful and intentional about how we bring people into our space and kind of what that programming looks like.
That's
and so we just met this morning as a staff to talk about what are our plans for 2026. But we hope to be able to get back to doing field trips for schools or for after-school programs. But then our maker spaces are open to kind of all ages. And
great.
I mean, obviously not a toddler with a drill press.
Might need parent, parent there to help guide and stuff.
Yeah, but being creative really has no age cap. And so there are lots of projects that can be made in our maker space really for all ages. But a little bit of like planting a seed of things to come, not anything definite to talk about, but especially when we think about creativity and kind of the future of the workforce for Muncie, it's really important that we think about all ages and all people. So we're excited to have the moment to reflect on that and to be intentional.
I am so excited to see what you guys come up with. That'll be something exciting for 2026 for our listeners. So you've talked about a lot of great ways that people can connect with Madjax, artists, makers, small business, and the general public. Are there any other things you want to highlight in regards to how people can connect? Or really is it just kind of, from what I'm gathering from you, it's what people make it is that space, and not to use the word make because it's a maker space, but I really do feel like your experience is so personal there depending on what people do. You know, some people are business owners there, some people attend in a more artist capacity. And so I'm kind of gathering, if I'm correct, that the way that you connect is just up to you.
Right. So, and that's intentional, I think, because we want to be that hub for collaboration and we want to really center kind of community engagement. Having those entry points and kind of being open to being a variety to everyone is actually, I think, really cool. And a couple of things that we've been able to accomplish over the last few months as staff is really bringing our entire building to life. And so I talked about being almost at capacity. One of those exciting things is that we have reopened our artist studios on the second floor. And so that is a drop-in space for any sort of creative or artist who maybe doesn't have already a workshop or a lab to work in, or maybe just needs a space to refresh and to get creative, that they can pop in and use a really beautiful sunlit space. Actually used to be, again, a laundry factory. So you can see throughout the whole building a lot of the nuances from being in a factory that has stayed. And so I think it makes it a very cool vibe. But you can actually see in the ceiling of our art studios on two, the old conveyor belt that like shuffled all the laundry around.
Neat.
Yeah. So when you think about being creative, like it's just very cool to be immersed in that too. So like our building itself, I think, cultivates a really unique spirit of being creative and being gritty and thinking about how you really can make and do.
Absolutely. Oh, that's great. So before we wrap up, is there anything else you would like to share with our listeners about Madjax, any upcoming programs or workshops, or just anything else you want to share?
No, I think we've covered everything.
That's wonderful.
This has been really exciting, so I appreciate it.
Well, I have been really excited to hear about this. I was looking forward to so much our conversation, and we are also so excited to have you joining in with us on the Big Read Grant, and we appreciate this partnership and the opportunities that you both provide for the community and for us. So thank you again.
Thanks.
And thank you all for listening and for tuning in for this week's episode of Pages and Partners. And in the meantime, keep reading.
This has been Pages and Partners, a Muncie Public Library podcast. For more information about library events and resources, visit munpl.org.